Chapter 4, The Anonymous Message. Now, playing as Ash. After spending a magical evening with Ava at Jalen Reyes' launch party, Ava checks her phone and frowns, her forehead creased with worry. Oh god. What's wrong? It's a message from the stalker. You gotta be kidding me. Ava shows you her phone displaying a snapshot of the two of you entering the party, along with a cryptic message. I hope you're enjoying your new toy. You're welcome, by the way. But there's also more important things that require your attention, so you'd better get to work. A friend. Whoever took this was spitting distance from us. It doesn't look professional enough to be paparazzi work. And it's the same sign-off as the letter I got after the so-called accident. Her jaw trembles, thumb shaking in her hands as she puts it away. You long to fold her in your arms to shelter her. You're about to chastise yourself for the thought when you notice a few people casting curious glances at the two of you. I can't believe the stalker was here. She ducks her head beneath yours, each rapid exhale wafting over your neck, sending a shiver down your spine. We're making a scene and we do have appearances to keep up. If I'm really her boyfriend, I'd be comforting her. Stroke her back. You rub her back in tender strokes, ignoring the electric buzz every time your fingertips brush the bare skin there. It's okay. I've got you. She clings to you, slowly relaxing in your embrace, her lips briefly skimming across your neck as she settles. A shiver runs through you, stirring your desire. Focus. She needs to comfort right now, but this is still just an act. Thank you, Ash. You long to gather her in your arms and whisk her away to hold her for the rest of eternity. But then she's pulling back and you force yourself to let go, the warmth of her body still lingering even as she steps away. I'm ready to go home. I'll call a car. Not long after, you pull up outside Ava's penthouse. She takes a seat on the couch, visibly shaken, but trying to regain composure. A tear rolls down her cheek. Sorry, I don't know what's come over me. You sit on the couch beside her. You've had a stressful night here. You just need to focus on something physical instead of what's going on in your head. Kiss away her tears. You shift closer, press your lips to her weak, wet cheek. Her whole body thrums with one as she leans into your touch. When you speak, your voice is a mere whisper against her skin. Focus on this. Focus on me. It's a lesson from your conflict de-escalation training, albeit an unorthodox method, one that's making your own heart race, your skin tingle. How are you feeling? She buries her face in your chest, and this close you can feel every shift of her body, every shaky breath as she tries to quell the trembling. A little shaken, but I'm okay. Thanks to you. You hold her tighter, cherishing the small moment of closeness. But what am I gonna do? How am I supposed to just go about my life knowing someone dangerous is after me? I'll keep you safe. Feel your chest tightening with the urge to blanket her with your body. I won't let anything happen to you. I promise. She meets your eyes, still hesitant and scared, but whatever she finds there seems to set her at ease. You really must be good at what you do, you know. It's only been one day and I already feel safer having you around. Her words stir something deep within you, protective and passionate. That's all I want. But it's not. There's something more, something that makes you physically ache whenever she's near. The sound of the wind outside abruptly brings you back to reality. I need to check your apartment, ensure it's safer from any potential threats. You think the stalker might be in here? I think we can't be too cautious. They were willing to follow you on set in the red carpet. I'm not taking any chances. Is that something you learned when you were in Special Forces? Yeah, it is. Danger was never far away. Every fiber of your being resists leaving hers, and the ache intensifies as you stand up, yearning to stay by her side, to keep her with you. I'll be right back. You meticulously and methodically sweep through each room of her penthouse, relieved when everything looks normal. But when you get back to the living room, Ava's no longer there, and you push past the rising panic as you head to her bedroom. Ava, I didn't find anything out of the... You trail off as you step through the door and come face to face with Ava in a tight purple bikini. You swallow roughly as you follow how the elastic clings to her breast down to the exposed planes of her stomach and thighs. Ash, perfect timing, a little help. The back got all messed up when I was putting it on. She spins around, giving you a full view of her pert ass, barely concealed by her bottoms. This woman is trying to kill me. Forcing your gaze up, you find the band of her swimsuit's top twisted. You really did a number on this, starlet. I should untwist it or take it off. Let me see if I can... Slide your fingers beneath the fabric, her skin warm against yours as you twist the band back around. Your knuckles dig into the lithe lines of her back as you work. There you go. As you pull your hand away, the elastic snaps into her skin and she lets out a little yelp. Sorry. Don't be. It's a little late for a swim, don't you think? I thought a soak in my hot tub would help me relax, but the more I think about it, the more I worry that someone might be watching. I'm not sure I can go up there by myself. Her hand still lingers, feeling the softness of her skin, even as she turns around to face you. I know you have work to do, Ash, but do you think you could stick around? The professional boundaries you've upheld clash with the longing in her voice. Looking after you is part of my job. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see more of her in that swimsuit. You mean you'll stay? Yes, I'll stay. Let me do a quick check of the room, and then you can come out. Yes, sir. The words make you ache as you can't help but imagine Ava on her knees, but you keep heading for the door. You step onto the rooftop, your gaze sweeping across the area to check for any threats. All clear. Ava steps out and submerges herself under the warm water, her silhouette becoming even more alluring as the steam envelops her. She tilts her head back, baring the enticing line of her throat and letting out a heavenly sigh. She then looks to you. Come on in, Ash. Join me. She bats her eyelashes, her eyes sparkling with invitation and a hint of mischief. I didn't bring a swimsuit. So, you have underwear on, don't you? Her words hang in the air, and the heat and hunger in her gaze drawing you in. I guess I could join you. She's just looking for comfort, safety. It's harmless, right? You reach for the hem of your jacket to shrug it off, feeling the way her eyes scour you. She bites her lip as she watches. Make her wait. You turn your back on Ava, casting a coy glance over your shoulder as you begin to undress. No need to be shy. I'm gonna see it all in a moment anyway. Maybe I'm trying for a big reveal. The humor in her voice almost hides her eager curiosity, but not quite. Oh, I have a feeling it'll be plenty big. You try, and fail not to imagine that it's Ava undressing you. Her fingers deftly unzipping and unbuttoning your clothing, caressing your skin as she bears it. Wherever her phantom fingers brush you, wakes of heat trace across your skin. They pool and thrum between your thighs. Get a hold of yourself, soldier. Once you've stripped down your underwear, you finally turn back to Ava, the evidence of your desire outlined by the fabric of your boxers. I'll admit, this sight was worth the wait. You quickly step into the hot tub, the warm water enveloping you as you settle beside Ava. Sensing the weight of unspoken desire lingering between you, you clear your throat and look at the skyline. How are you holding up with everything? I know it's been a lot. Honestly, I'm starting to hope that the whole thing with the stalker was just a one-off. But after tonight, I know it's not. I wish it were. I just don't understand. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? Place your hand on her shoulder and she melts beneath your touch. Nothing. You did nothing wrong. It's just scary. I just wish I could forget about it for a moment. Her muscles tense beneath your palm and you rub your thumb soothingly over her skin. I might be able to cross a line, but I can't stand seeing her like this. I think I can think of a few ways to help you relax. You look over at the small basket sitting beside the tub and she follows your gaze. I'm listening. I'll use the massage oil on your shoulders. As you grab what you need from the basket, you maneuver her so she's seated between your legs, her bare back, and waiting in front of you. Even with your briefs still on, you stiffen at having her so close. You press up against the confining fabric. Well, you warm a small amount of the oil between your palms before placing your hands gently on her shoulders again. The knots of stress slowly disappear with every touch. How's that? She lets out a soft moan, and the sound only worsens with the ache between your legs. It's really good. She closes her eyes, and you note how the water glistens on her skin. You let your eyes wander over her body, tracing every delicate curve as a heavenly sighs fall from her lips. Bodyguard, fake boyfriend, personal masseur. Is there anything you can't do? Your professional restraint wars with a primal urge deep inside you, wanting to set her on the edge of the tub and take her apart. Then she drops her head back against your shoulders, yawning. Looks like we should get you to bed. With one arm wrapped around her, you slide the other under her legs and lift her out of the water. Oh. She clings to your neck, gazing up into your eyes with so much trust that you almost forget to breathe. Don't worry. I've got you. You set her down on a bench and pick up a towel. The water cascades down her body like a delicate symphony, making you loath to dry her off. You gently wipe the water from her neck, watching the way it tenses as she swallows. You move the towel lower over her exposed cleavage, and she shudders. She arches her back, her breasts pressing up against your hands as you run the towel over them. A girl could get used to this attention, you know? Even as her quiet moan makes you throb, you take your time, feeling out the plush curves of her skin beneath the towel. You think of how easy it would be to pull down the top of a swimsuit and lick the curve of her breasts. God, how I want to let her get used to it. Shake your head and begin drying yourself, the sweet smell of her still on the towel. Let me return the favor. She takes the towel and dries you off her fingers, accidentally brushing your nipple. Ava. But then her hands are between your legs, only the towel between her hands and your skin, your muscle tense as you struggle not to buck into the touch. Just the barest brush is enough to stir you, blood rushing to fill you with anticipation of more. Sorry. My hand slipped. But there's a playful edge to her tone that has you wondering. She's an actor, but was her touch the act, or is it her explanation? When you're finally dry, you sweep her back into your arms, leaving the clothes in a pile to retrieve later. Her bare skin presses against yours, spreading a fire in your veins. Back downstairs, you gently lower her to her feet, keeping your hands on her hips. I didn't think I'd get tired, but I'm exhausted now. Well, you can't go to bed like that. You give a playful pull on the band of her swimsuit bottoms. You'll get the covers all wet. She bites her lip at your words, a shiver running through her body. Very good point. I don't suppose you'd be willing to help. You swallow a growl as you suppress the urge to tear the fabric off of her and toss her onto the bed. Unclasp her bikini top. Stepping close enough to feel the warmth of her body, you reach around to unfasten her top, your fingers brushing her spine. In a flash, you picture pulling it loose with your teeth and letting your mouth explore her form, drinking in the sweetness of her skin. Keep it together. She undresses around her colleagues all the time. But your racing heart and thrumming skin can practically feel as you envision taking her nipple into your mouth. Now lower. It takes you a moment to realize she's talking about her bottoms. Shaking the fantasy out of your head, you slip them down. You pull back enough to let the cups at the top fall, revealing her breasts still slick with water. You're, still a bit wet. You noticed. Reluctantly, you step back, giving her space to finish drying herself and slip into fresh underwear. Thank you. She crawls into bed and you tuck the covers around her. Good night, Ash. Your faces hover just inches apart, her supple lips so temptingly close. A longing to taste the forbidden fruit tugs at your very core, utterly intoxicating. Should I kiss her? You hesitate, the rational voice in your head bringing you back to reality. None of this is real. The kisses we shared were just for show. I need to remember that. Good night, Ava. Her eyes slide shut, leaving her the picture of bliss as you leave the room. You gather your clothing before heading out, the images of her body and the sound of her voice staying with you. The following morning, you meet up with Colby Duarte, a cybersecurity specialist who serves with you in Special Forces. As you sit down together, you fill him in on everything that's happened. Since when were you doing bodyguard work? Last I heard, you were working as a basic security for a studio. I was, but then they needed my help on this, which is part of the reason I'm here. The lead actress, Ava Cohen, has been getting threatening messages and photographs. From one person or many? From what we can tell, it seems to be one person. I thought you might be able to trace the source of the last message she was sent. This is starting to sound more like PI work than a bodyguard gig. The studio wants to keep it under wraps, so we can't go to the authorities. Someone has to look into it. And that has to be you? I know you're capable, but are you sure you want to get involved with something like this? Colby, I do have some personal interest. Ash? Don't look at me like that. She's just a good person. She deserves to have some peace of mind, and she won't until we stop the stalker. You recognize the slight downward tug on his lips. He's not convinced. After what happened with Enzo, I just worry that you taking on a job like this. Your body stiffens slightly, you scowl as the name brings up back unwanted memories. Isn't that the whole reason you went into doing general security, looking after a bunch of people, not just one? I appreciate your concern, but the situation with Ava is totally different. Ash, you still haven't even dealt with what happened back then. That's not... Remember who you're talking to. I knew you back before everything went to shit. You're not over it. You look away, and Colby puts a comforting hand on your shoulder. I know you don't want to go back there, but how can you avoid repeating old mistakes if you don't confront them? You don't have to focus on that day. Just stop trying to block out all of your memories about him. Maybe you're right. I remember the day we met him. I thought he was just another politician, but he became one of my best friends. We're going to remember the past. Also, really nice solid black suit. I dig it. As you think back to a few years ago, the day you met Enzo, you're transported to the past. When you, Colby, and your unit have just arrived overseas. You read the mission brief, Harper? Of course, personal security for some diplomat. Enzo Vizers, not just any diplomat. What's one guy gonna do when the whole country has gone to hell? I mean, the revolutionaries are fighting the government's army in the streets. He's the only one to try to find a peaceful end to the conflict. Both sides seem to like him. I bet he's just another entitled politician. Then a man in a sleek suit walked in, a wide smile on his face. Good morning, everyone. I'm Enzo Vizio, and I'm truly grateful to have you all here with me. But rather than walking by, he stops to chat with each soldier. Does that look entitled to you? Colby, he's been here 2 seconds. It's gonna take at least 5 minutes for me to tell what he's really like. Gossiping already? Both you and Colby bolt to attention as he's suddenly standing in front of you. Not at all, sir. Don't worry, I don't mind. So long as you share the juiciest bits with me. Of course. He flashes you a large grin and eagerly shakes your hand, and then Colby's. Ash, Colby, I'm glad I'll have you watching my back. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Together we'll bring this country back to a time of peace and prosperity. You lean over to Colby, speaking low. Okay, I'm starting to get why Command's taking an interest in this guy. Hell, I'd vote for him. Because he said hi. Later that day, you're taking a short break to call your dad back home. Hey, Dad. Just wanted to call and say sorry again for having to miss your birthday. My Lionheart, it's great to hear your voice, but don't worry about your old man. Breaking a reply, hand snatches your phone from your ear, you drop into a defensive stance before you can recognize the thief. Sir Harper, this is Enzo Vizio. You have my word that your son will be there for your birthday. You hear your father's muffled voice coming from the receiver, but you can't make out his words. No, I insist. Of course. Give my best to Miss Harper. Goodbye. He hangs up the phone and offers it back to you. You stare at him for a long moment, then take it. You'd better be able to keep that promise, sir. It was bad enough telling him I couldn't make it the first time. Something you should know about me if we're to work together. I keep my word. And there's no point to any of it, what I'm trying to achieve, if we don't have people to share it with. That's not a perspective I've encountered much in my line of work. What I do, people expect sacrifice. Public service. It'll take all of you if you let it, and take a little more. So, why did you enlist? Is that important? Sure, it's important to you. I've always been fascinated to hear how people wind up where they are. I wanted to make a difference. There's so many people out there that are struggling, that are constantly in danger. I guess I figured that if I joined up, I could help protect them. He listens intently, nodding as you speak. It's truly admirable. It takes a special kind of person to put themselves in harm's way for someone they don't know. What about you? I suppose I believe in dialogue. The power of talking, being honest with one another should never be underestimated. That's the only way we'll find common ground to build a better future. Oh, be honest. Please do. Grins, you can't help but chuckle. It's refreshing to meet someone so down to earth. Most of the politicians I've seen are anything but. How do you mean? You remember everyone's name, for one. You actually get to know them. I would think that's just common courtesy. You'd actually be surprised. As you come to stop, Enzo's expression shifts, his unusual charisma replaced by a deep sense of seriousness. Ash, I want you to know, I'm putting all my faith in you. It's not just my life in your hands, it's the future of my people. And I rely on you. Enzo, the world needs more people like you. Even if it wasn't my job, I'd want to see the changes you can make here. So I'll do whatever it takes to help you make those changes. Together, we'll move this country forward. As you come back out of the memory, you find Colby watching you with concern. I'm just saying, it was our job back then to protect Enzo. But we were both a lot closer to it than that. That was different. Enzo was someone I believed in. We all believed in him, which is part of why it hurts so much to lose him. I just don't want you to have to go through that again. You revisited your time in Special Forces. Ava's is a celebrity, not a revolutionary. And if it seems like there's anything between us, it's just an act. Just be careful and take care of yourself. I remember what you were like when you came back from stateside. I know what I'm doing, Colby. Now, are you gonna help me or not? Colby sighs, but holds his hand out, and you pass him your phone with a screenshot of the DM Ava received. The account that sent the message has already been deleted. No worries. I'll find a cache copy of the profiles and try to backtrace the IP address from there. Colby's fingers fly across the keyboard, rapidly typing commands into his laptop. Any luck? It's weird. The person behind the threats was using an advanced VPN to hide their true location. Where are they? According to the IP address, they're in Amsterdam? That can't be right. Everything's been happening in the city. They even had pictures of Ava on set and at a party last night. Could be a conspiracy. Maybe a group of people. I don't think so. Both messages were signed the exact same way and they felt personal. Unfortunately, that's all I can get from this. Scowl, frustrated, ready to boil over, you force yourself to take a calming breath. I appreciate the effort. If anything else comes up, I'm happy to help. Just give me a call. That evening, you sit on the edge of your bed replaying the events from the previous night. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if I had kissed her. You close your eyes and begin to imagine an alternate reality where you listened to your heart and acted on your feelings. I'm tired of holding back. You take a step closer to the bed where Ava's lying. Your heart pounding, slowly you reach out and caress her cheek. As you lean in, your lips almost touching, you feel the whisper of her breath on your skin. Ash, kiss me. Your lips meet hers in a soft and tender union. It's like a dam inside you has burst. You taste the sweetness of her mouth, the tongues pressing together as you explore every inch until you're forced to break away. Make me yours. You unhook her bra, helping her out of it, and slide her panties down. You follow your own underwear, quickly follows, and then bare your skin is pressed against hers, your limbs tangled together. I want every part of you. Your hands instinctively find their ways to Ava's waist, even as she lays back, giving you a complete view of her naked form. You lean down to kiss her neck, feeling her pulse speed beneath your lips. You suck at the tender skin, leaving a bruise there. The makeup team will surely have to cover. Mine. She clutches your shoulders, her fingernails leaving tiny pinpricks of pain that stoke the fire in your belly. You nip at her collarbone. She cries out as she throws her head back. Ash, I need you. You slide a hand between her legs to find it ready for you, and when you swipe your thumb over her sweet spot, her body quakes. Okay, because of YouTube. It was only a few clicks, but yeah, it would have been YouTube unfriendly. You slam back into reality, your hips bucking wildly as you... Yep. Oh, I didn't know how we were... Okay. As you come back down from your high, reality crashes in around you, leaving regret simmering in your belly. Damn it, I can't keep letting myself get carried away like that. I haven't even seen her today, and still she's all I can think about. You force yourself out of your bed, pacing back and forth in your room. Everything we've shared is part of the act, and it's no fair to avoid her because I started to believe it. My job is to protect her. I can't let my feelings get in the way of that. You gather resolve and pay Ava a visit. You do a sweep of the perimeter and then knock on her door, but you can't help the way your stomach flips when you see her beaming smile. Ash, I was just about to text you. Did something happen? Are you safe? I'm phenomenal. I've been nominated for Best Actress at the Roussier International Film Festival for my last indie film. Oh, that's great news. You deserve it. They want me to attend in case I win, and I get to bring a +1. Your traitorous heart skips a beat in your chest, unable to ignore the shred of hope in front of you. Which means we are going to Paris. No surprise there. Without further ado, please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Also, head down the description, plenty of things to check out there, and ways to support this channel and become more of an intricate part of this community. Also, there is the Join and Thanks feature that is available on YouTube if you want to help to the channel and community a bit more. Without further ado, so pretty much I changed up my microphones to a one I had used in the past. It seems a little bit more clearer and louder quality, I guess we'll go with. Offers a lot of different features that the other one that I have been using for a while just does not offer. And so please let me know in the comment section below if you guys did enjoy it, if it's sounded good or not to you, like any and all feedback, criticism, anything that you want to give me would be appreciated. So pretty much for the last few months I've been using the other mic versus this mic. So let me know your thoughts about that. Is this a better change-up, or did you like the prior one? Again, I always value anything and everything that you all say to me, especially in terms of feedback, especially to make your listening and viewing experience the best possible. Unfortunately, when it comes to the whole, once in a while we'll have to stare awkwardly at the screen waiting for Pixelberry's app to, actually put the words on the screen. There's nothing really I can do about that. I do apologize. Either it's their app, which there have been a couple people who have said they go through the same thing, or, I would have to get look into my PC and maybe there's some parts or a part that needs to be fixed or replaced. That maybe might help. I mean, yeah. So, aside from that, once again, thank you all for watching. Catch you all in the next video. Peace out.